Hello everyone, nubkeks here, and welcome back to the NubRaids free-to-play account. In today's video, as you can see here on screen, we're ready to take Elhane up to 6 stars, and I want to show you as well some of the most important things that you want to do along the way to make sure that you get here smoothly and quickly. This is one of the hardest parts of the game, one of the most boring parts of the game, unfortunately, is getting your starter champion, whoever it happens to be, up to 6 stars. I'm going to hit upgrade. Here we go. Sacrifice. Yes, please. Wabam! Elhane is up to 6 stars. I actually have the potions ready to ascend her already as well. We're going to hit that ascension. She gets a whole bunch of base stats, including some nice crit damage. We could put banners on her as well. If we had any banners, we could put it on. I don't have any banners right now, though. But yes, so tip number 1, how did I get here? Tip number 1, this is super important. Look at my current champion collection, okay? Look in my champion vault. So simple obviously is a login reward, but apart from that, I don't have anyone else at 4 stars. I don't have anyone else at 5 stars. Even the really good champions I have. So War Maiden, she's my AoE decreased defense champion. Coffin Smasher, top tier rare. Really good rare in the game. These are great champions. I've left them at level 30. Even leveling them up to level 30 is a little bit cheeky, but I think it's worthwhile. I'm not going to get them up to 4 or 5 star right now because they were getting in the way of getting Elhane up to 6 star, and that's the most important thing. Speaking of our masteries, let's go grab that War Master and see how much of an impact this is going to have, right? Nothing else is going up above 3 star. It's staying there. We're solely focused on leveling up champions to get Elhane ready to go. Tip number 2, I guess, going alongside of this is why am I keeping these rares? What's going on here? And my mindset for which rares to keep. I'm going to keep top tier rares. So Painkeeper, for example, Coffin Smasher, for example. These are top tier rares. These are potentially viable for me, not only here in the early game, but in the mid game, possibly even the late game as well. So I definitely don't want to throw those away. They could be difficult to get a second time. I'm also keeping rares that are part of the fusion that are difficult to get. So ones that I can only get from shards. Now, any rares that I can get from campaign, I was just feeding those up. I was using those just to create those 5 pieces of 5-star food for Elhane. Those are free game. As you can see, I've got a bunch of high elves though. The high elf campaign rares I was keeping because of the Guardian Ring. I've been working on my faction guardians for high elves for all these bonus stats. This is 10% HP right here. So all these high elf rares that I've got from grinding campaign, these have been going in here. I need one more duplicate and I can get another +3 for all of my high elf rares. Why am I doing that? Well, Elhane is the big reason. Boosting up Elhane. There's a couple of other really good high elf rares, Apothecary and Reliquary Tender. So those are 3 champions that if I get Apothecary, Reliquary Tender, and obviously I'm using Elhane, they're 3 extremely good champions. Heiress actually for some endgame stuff too, that I'm going to be using on my account. And all of those bonus stats from that faction ring, they're going to add up. Big time. They're absolutely going to add up. The next question then is, where are we going to farm in campaign? Where is the best place? Where was I farming? What's giving me the most XP? If I switch this back to hard for a second so I can show you, number 1, I will say that in terms of the actual stages within a level, stage 6 gives more experience per energy than any other stage within a particular level of the campaign, okay? Stage 6 gives the most XP. Stage 3 shields actually give the most silver. They sell for a little bit more than other artifacts. So once you get further into the game, farming stage 3 often becomes the most valuable thing to do because you're still getting really good XP, but that little bit of extra silver helps. At this stage of the game, getting Elhane to 6 star though, I was always going to stage 6 for my farming to just get as much experience per energy spent as possible. So that's my go-to. In terms of which level to go to, sorry my nose is a little bit itchy here, Brimstone Path, level 12, or Palace of Aravia, level 6 are your 2 go-to farming places. Brimstone Path has the advantage of giving you more silver and experience per energy spent. It's the most efficient place. The advantage of Palace of Aravia, well, number 1, it's earlier in the campaign, so it's easier. So for example, 5-star Elhane for me able to farm Palace of Aravia, no problem. No problem. I'll show you the gear as well. Brimstone Path, though, I can't get there. She's going to need to be 6 stars, right? Level 60 to farm Brimstone Path. Palace of Aravia is much easier and probably going to be a little bit faster as well if you're trying to just burn through your energy. So that's good. Palace of Aravia also drops speed gear, and speed gear is very good. We're going to want to be upping the speeds of our champions really to above 170 is, I think, sort of the break point we're looking for at this early stage. Now we've got our first 6-star. We want to speed everyone up big time to really push on in the game. Speed gear is a great way to do that. So I've been spending most of my time in stage 6 of Palace of Aravia on brutal difficulty to get the most really good experience. I get 7,200, 7,300 experience, something like that from this for 8 energy, and I get the potential for 5-star speed boots, and I'm looking for main stat speed. You could farm on other stages as well to try build up kind of a few different sets of 5-star speed gear. That's pretty viable. And then the other big reason that makes Palace of Aravia good is that it does drop these 2 high elf rares, which we're building up for our faction guardians for the high elves. This is also part of what makes Elhane good. If you are not picking Elhane as your starter, which I do recommend, you could go to, I think Tilshire drops, I think he's an orc. Yeah, Gormask, who's an orc. So you could farm Tilshire if you start with Gallic. You could farm Durham Forest for a bunch of spirit hosts if you've picked if you pick Kale, and then I'm not sure where you go for the other one. Okay, never mind. Here we go. You can get Aethel, actually in Valdemar Strait, which is pretty good. Lifesteal gear is the other thing you might want to farm. The problem with farming Valdemar Strait, you can sort of see from this sort of stuff. I think stage 6 will be the easiest one, but it's kind of nasty. There's a lot of red affinity enemies here, which is really going to slow down your farming time because your starter's going to struggle with red affinity enemies. So that's definitely a downside, but it's good to build up lifesteal gear for sure. In terms of the gear and the stats I had on my Elhane, I literally have all of the lifesteal gear from the login rewards, from that first week of login rewards. That's what she has on. I did get a good ring, pretty good ring here, 4-star, from the clan shop, right, from Clan Quests. Check out my video on that. Make sure, check out the earlier parts of the free-to-play series to see all about the Forge, the Clan Shop, all of this new stuff in the game you want to be doing to maximize your resources. I mean, as you can see, I've been spending all my clan gold. I'm getting some good stuff. Attack amulet, not great, but hey, there it is. I mean, all this stuff has chance to counterattack when hit. I'm getting a whole bunch of jewelry that you otherwise wouldn't have. Like, look at this. I've got a 5-star legendary banner, albeit no speed substat, which you would want to see. But it's a good place to start and to start, you know, gearing up my champions. I've been getting that from the clan shop. But yeah, she's just in her starter gear. So you can see exactly how mine rolled up. I've made sure to get this all to 16. I did get randomly this necklace. It's not really doing much for me, extra 500 HP, but hey, it's a little bit of a bonus, right? And in terms of her total stats, it's gone down now that she's 6-star. But I was basically sitting, when I had all that gear rolled up at level 50, 5-star, I was sitting at 21,000 HP. About 1,000 of that was from my faction guardians. I was sitting at about 2,100 attack. About 100 was from faction guardians. And yeah, about 1,000 defense, 1,100. We're up at 179 speed, 100% crit rate. And we're getting some other faction guardian bonuses and things like that. But yeah, you see the idea. That's how far I was able to get in campaign with Elhane so far. Now that Elhane has hit 6 stars, what am I going to do? Actually, well, I have just about enough champions here to upgrade one of my other fellows. And it doesn't really matter which one I choose. Basically, what I'm going to do now, my next step, I'm just going to go back and farm a bunch more campaign right where I was farming back to Palace of Aravia to get Elhane level back up. She needs to level up. And I think I'm going to take my boy Coffin Smasher. And I'm actually going to, boom, get him up to 4-star now. Basically, now I'm going, right, it's my time. Probably War Maiden for you. In your case, you take War Maiden, get her up to 4-star. It's now time to go and to start leveling up our other champions. For me, on this account, I'm going to get Coffin Smasher and War Maiden both up to level 50 now. And we're going to start expanding our roster, building up more champions to level 50, and actually forming teams to go and start taking down dungeons, fighting the clan boss, all that sort of stuff. This is unlocked for us now that Elhane has hit 6 stars. We can start doing everything else. But again, I cannot reiterate this enough. You want to laser focus in on building Elhane up to 6 stars. Don't level up these other guys until you get there. You're going to be wasting your time. You want to get her to 6 stars as quick as you can. I've been taking it fairly chill. Where am I? I am just day 11. So day 11. I missed a couple of days of the weekend. I've been playing about a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours a day maybe, and it's taken this long. If you want to know, if you're interested, the starter bundle, which is on the shop, which gives you stuff to take Elhane straight up to 5 stars, that would shave 2 days off, right? And if you take the weekend, I'd say you buy that starter bundle and you do a moderate amount of grinding. It's going to take you about 7 days to do this. So yeah, it's a big investment, but now we're going to start getting into the fun stuff. I'll be right back after doing some campaign, and then let's see how Elhane is now performing. If we actually take a quick look at Arena, you can see a lot of people, like look at this, he's level 40, look at all these level 40s. People investing all this time into getting a bunch of random characters up to level 40, thinking that it's a good idea. Level 50, level 50, level 50. Look at this. Victory for us. It's a huge waste of time. This team actually looks kind of strong. Let's not fight this team. We're looking for teams that are kind of lower on power. So this team actually looks like it's probably fairly doable. We're close at power. But what we're looking for here is Elhane is doing all of our damage. So we want to make sure, or what you want to do is go with your War Maiden and try and make War Maiden faster so she puts that decreased defense on. You can see how hard Elhane is smashing now. She is clapping that damage. Then we want someone with a speed aura now in the lead. I, as you know, got Magus from shards, so you know, you probably don't have her. That was a really lucky pull. She's got a nice speed aura, but you can just go get that Spirit Host from the campaign, from Durham Forest in campaign. Spirit Host, really, really good. And Spirit Host is actually going to do 2 things. I probably will go and get Spirit Host to replace Coffin Smasher in this team. So I'll show you. She's right here, and she's worth going to grind out now at this point, and worth leveling up at least to 5 stars probably, I would say. But she gives you speed in all battles, so that can help you in Arena. Then when you ascend her, she can put 50% increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns, which is amazing. And this is essentially your Arena trifecta. You have her preferably going first. You could have her going after War Maiden. That's okay too. Put increased attack buff. She just needs to be faster than Elhane, have more speed than Elhane, hence why we're farming Palace of Aravia for speed gear. Make her quick, increase attack. War Maiden does her AoE decreased defense, then Elhane smashes them, and she probably will one-shot them. You could see right there, we didn't have increased attack, we didn't quite one-shot them, and increased attack is like, how much is it? It's 50% increased attack. Elhane would do 50% more damage with this buff on, and we just one-shot people in Arena, and that's going to be our play. That's going to be our plan. I forgot to mention, but in terms of our progress missions, we are now up to getting 2 champions to level 50. So this is really how far I think you should be by the time you get a 6-star champion. And again, just go do those progress missions. Do whatever you need to do for them while you're in the grind getting Elhane up to 6-star. You can obviously catch up. It's not a massive deal. But yeah, I'd recommend really sort of getting up to here. I guess a lot of people get baited into this, right? And they'll have multiple champions up to level 50. I think it's a waste, right? We'll get it done. It's okay. It's not going to take us long. The next thing we're going to do is get someone else to 50. And then we're going to absolutely fly through all of these. None of this is going to take us long. Maybe you need to save an artifact at level 15 so we can just knock it up then to 16 and get it. But yeah, we're gonna fly through this stuff. Get 3 rank 5 champions. That will be no problem. I think a lot of people are hitting this with Elhane still at 5-star, your starter still at 5-star, and you're going to get stuck then. You've put in a ton of work at that point, but you're going to be stuck. Whereas we're going to be moving on ahead, I think, a lot more quickly, which is quite nice. By the way, with my gems, after unlocking Elhane's Masteries, I've unlocked the gem mine and upgraded it once. I'm going to upgrade it again with my next 500 gems, and once that's unlocked, I will probably go in and I will use my gems to unlock the rest of the shop so I can keep grabbing green shards. I can grab blue shards when they show up. And after that, I might buy masteries on one other person. I might buy masteries, maybe, on Coffin Smasher. I've started a bit through the progress missions on War Maiden. We'll see. Maybe buy them for Coffin Smasher, just so we don't have to grind them out. But we will see. I wanted to, again, look at today. So in terms of where we're at, I want to see how Elhane is doing now. So she's up to level 41. Coffin Smasher hit level 40, just running the 2 of them together through campaign. She's now up to 24,000 health, 2,000, almost 500 attack, 1,200 defense. These are her stats. I think she's looking pretty decent. Coffin Smasher Excuse me, I did spend a bunch of silver. I got some 5-star speed boots from campaign. I've rolled them up to 16. He now gets 40 speed from those boots, and we got some nice rolls there as well. Put on some glyphs from what little I have left. Unfortunately, I got really unlucky, and the high elf crypt was closed for like a week and a half, which sucked. But he's up to, I mean, his stats leave quite a bit to be desired. He's getting towards that speed though. We need to squeeze another 6 speed out at some point to really get to a more comfortable position at 170, but this is okay for now. And yeah, he's kind of just doing his thing. So this is kind of a waste today, but I want to show you just so we can see. I just want to compare. I'm actually curious. So if we compare our team I ran earlier today, if I compare this to how we're doing now, let's see what difference getting Elhane leveled up and War Master is going to make. One thing to note, we have lost Death Hound. I did feed him into Elhane, and he was doing a pretty decent amount of poison damage. I say it's a waste because we've already reached the amount required for the chest, but I don't really care. I'll sacrifice a little bit of progress to show you guys something cool. I'm going to stick my Painkeeper in here. Again, we got her during our Void pulls. We saved our 2 Void shards until the double chance Void weekend. We didn't get an epic or anything, unfortunately, but we tried our best. We tried our best. But yeah, let's see how we do on this clan boss run. Again, it's just a nice, it's a nice way to just see our progress and see how we are doing. You know, are we keeping up? Yeah, seeing those little bit of improvements every time we go. I'd probably actually, that 1.4 million was my best run so far. Earlier today, we got kind of lucky. You guys probably haven't seen me do that much damage before. Watch us get really unlucky on this run now with our debuffs and things like that, and fail this horribly. Like, we basically have to get lucky with the mastery procs from Elhane, and hopefully getting some things like those little poisons from War Maiden. Look at that, that's really good. That's going to add up to a nice chunk of extra damage, like 10,000 extra damage from each one of those poisons. It's small, but it adds up. Tombfire, excellent from Coffin Smasher. He's slamming out the damage. You can see we're over 1 million already, and we're still going strong here. I guess we're going to get a bit of extra damage, a small bit extra from Coffin Smasher, basically surviving for longer, essentially, from being level 40 now. So that's certainly going to help a bit as well. But look at this, we're up to 1.2 million, make that 1.3 and 1.4. We've now surpassed, at turn 7, we've now surpassed our previous record. Can you see why? Look at these damage numbers. Do you see that? Did you see that? You can now see why. Look at this. Elhane hits them. She shoots them twice with decreased defense. It does like the 13,000 damage. But look at the red text that pops up every now and then. That's her mastery. It's War Master. There it is. 63,000 damage from the War Master mastery. Basically, what does War Master do? It just did 70,000 there with a decreased defense. War Master, it does damage based off the enemy's max HP. So it does a ton of damage against bosses in particular. And this is only the easy clan boss, right? For every higher difficulty we go to clan boss, funny enough, the rest of our damage is going to go down because the clan boss is going to be getting more defense. He's going to be getting tankier. But the War Master damage is not. It's going to go up because, yeah, his max HP is scaling up. But yeah, that War Master damage is adding up. And look at this. Look at these damage numbers, guys. This is why 6 stars is such a difference. We have now doubled the damage we were doing before, and we're still going here. We're still going. Look, by the way, at the healing. You see those healing numbers? Elhane, on her normal hits, healing herself for like 5,000, 3,000. When War Master procs, this is why Lifesteal set becomes amazing at 6 stars. The War Master damage, that like 60,000 damage she's doing, whatever it is, also heals her. So it can basically fully heal her from 0. It's going to fully heal her. And look at that. Bam. We just went from 1.4 million to 3.3 million. And we still have some stats to get out of her. Because she's only level 41, we still have 19 levels of stats to add on to what she's got. We could add a banner on now that she's 6 stars as well. But yeah, it's the extra stats are doing a bit of it. And then that mastery, that War Master, is doing a ton of it. And that's helping us push on. And it's going to make a huge difference. We are now going to be able to go in. I'm now easily able to 1 key easy. I'm now going to be able to go in, and I'm going to be able to spend 2 keys. Probably it's going to take 2, and I'm going to be able to get the best chest, the Knight's chest, from hard. And this can start dropping Void shards. It can drop epic books. We're going to be dropping 4 and 5-star gear now. It's really going to start to improve. We're going to be able to start then working towards hard as well. You can see this is a big jump up in terms of this. We're going to need a full team to take this on, but that's what we're going to be working on over the next few days. But there you go. Well, bam. In terms of how far I got overall, by the way, we got up to... I've cleared Palace of Aravia, and then I was like, you know what? This is such a good farming place. I'm just good to stay here until Elhane's 6 stars, because I know that she can't clear Brimstone Path until she's 6 stars, right? So I didn't even worry about it. I think we'd probably get stuck until Shire of Altamar Straits, to be honest, at level 50. So I've been waiting there, but yeah, we beat all of that campaign. We're able to 3-star normal. We could have 3-starred hard, but I wasn't in a huge rush. Again, it's like epic skill tomes, stuff like that. I don't have any epic champions yet, so I wasn't in a rush to do this. If you do have a good epic from a referral reward, you could absolutely go through and you could have 3-starred all of hard much sooner. Yeah, with like 5-star Elhane and a level 30 relatively tanky champion, you could have done it. Like the War Priest, if you still had her, she would do it. But yeah, I'm going to go through and I'm going to push up and hopefully get a high elf banner. There's like, what, 14 factions in the game, a 1 in 14 chance. We can pray and we will see. In terms of dungeons, just so you know how far we got. In terms of faction wars, I got, before it closed, I got 10 stars in high elves. I'm going to be able to push that much harder. But look at this. It's still closed for a week and 1 day. Unbelievably unlucky with that timing. C'est la vie. We're up to silver 2 in arena. I'm going to be able to push much further now with Elhane up to 60. In the dungeons, I pushed basically all the potion keeps. I got arcane keep up to level 11. That was just going in with like Elhane, and she could solo it, and I put in some food, so I was leveling up some champions while doing progress missions for that. Green keeps up to level 9. I think I got all the keeps up to level 9. I was actually farming this one at level 8 though. Level 9 takes way too long, it's not worth it. But up to level 8, I basically got all the keeps up to the point of being able to get a superior potion, is I believe how far we got, which is pretty solid. The dungeons I didn't push. I pushed some of them. I pushed, again, I think the dungeons, generally speaking, up to level 9 was about where I got as well. Stage 10 was a bit too hard. I think the same thing with dragons. Yeah, we were up to level 9. We're farming level 9 for any of those missions. Spider's not as far. Spider up to level 6. Spider is quite a bit harder, but you can see why. Level 7 is tough because it's a bad affinity for us, but we're going to get 3 to 5-star accessories, so that's going to be another big point. At this point, at level 8, we can start getting banners. So yeah, getting Spider further is going to be a pretty big deal. And Fire Knight's pretty tough as well. Up to stage 4 of Fire Knight. Fire Knight's tricky, very tricky. And then Minotaur, I got up to stage 10. So up to stage 10 on the Minotaur. Stage 11 again is a big power spike where you can start getting the red scrolls, but again, remember, we're not looking to do Minotaur until we can comfortably beat stage 15, which we'll be able to get to actually reasonably quickly. I think when we get Elhane up to 60 and then maybe War Maiden up to 50, I think they stand a decent chance, actually a good chance of being able to do it. Certainly if Coffin Smasher is 50, I think the 3 of these guys would certainly be able to do it. But yes, I'm going to leave you there, guys. I think that shows you most of the stuff. I'm going to keep on grinding, and especially if you have anything that you find difficult, let me know, because I would love to know like what parts are actually like hard for me to work on, so I can come back to it. I'm certainly thinking that it's now going to be, okay, I want to push into Gold Arena. That's a big goal. Gold Arena. And then for the dungeons, I think, honestly, the point where we can get 6-star gear, stage 13 is another big point, right? So when we can get into consistently getting 6-star gear, or having the opportunity to get 6-star gear, that's where stuff improves. The other big power spike, by the way, with dungeons then, well, I guess that is the big power spike, right? The other big power spike could be stage 20. That's quite a ways away for us yet, though. We're going to need more champions leveled up to be able to do that. But yeah, so I might come back when we're pushing on to these stage 13 dungeons and opening up 6-star gear, which is pretty good. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.